This is Joan with the Joan Jerkovich Show at 910 KINA Salina, bringing you innovative talk radio that surprises, entertains, and sometimes even informs you. Today I have a couple of guests here that I'm very excited to talk to. I have Miranda Marshall and Crystal Marshall here. They're going to talk to me about their Kansas Cuties pageant that's coming up soon here in Salina. Welcome, ladies.
Hi.
And tell me about your pageant. You know, is this the first you've ever done one, or?
We actually had a pageant here in November, and it was what we call just a regular all-natural pageant, and it had 3 different events. At that time we had beauty, we had photogenic, and then we had an outfit of choice.
Well, let me ask you real quick now, what do you mean by an all-natural pageant? Because I don't know a lot about the pageant world, so just tell me what you know about, what you can tell us about that.
Okay, an all-natural pageant has no fake hair, no fake teeth, no fake makeup. Makeup has to be school age appropriate, or with little kids there's no makeup at all except for like clear eyeshadow, clear mascara, and clear lip gloss.
Okay, so clear eyeshadow, clear mascara, and lip gloss for what age again is that?
That's for up to like school age.
School age?
Like babies all the way up until you start school.
And how about the school age? And this is still all natural?
They can do like school age appropriate makeup, or like something you'd wear to church.
I never wore makeup when I was that age.
Yeah,
so what
a lot
is
of them
that?
probably won't wear much makeup, probably just clear mascara or clear lip gloss.
Okay.
Mainly your junior high girls get into wearing a little bit of makeup. We just ask that it not be too glitzy, too much, to overpower the child in a natural pageant.
So even the younger ones aren't wearing any kind of powder, foundation necessarily, or they can if it's age appropriate?
As long as it's age appropriate. We just don't want to see a lot of mascara that changes the colors of their eyes, and a lot of big blush and a lot of that on them.
Is that kind of a new trend in pageants, or is this something that, is this unique to pageants to do the all-natural?
It's just something that you don't see on TV. That's the difference.
So this isn't Toddlers and Tiara?
No,
right?
no.
And those little girls are Joan Ramsey, of course.
Right.
That's what we think of.
Actually, all the pageants that we've been in, that my daughter and I have been natural pageants. We've done 1 glitz pageant total. We've been doing it for about a year. And so there's a lot more natural pageants out there, but they don't get as much attention because it's more, it's easier for the parents to kind of get a bad rap for, putting their kiddos in a lot of makeup and fake hair and all of that. So they kind of like to
the ones that are featured.
Right. Well, those are the ones that everyone's going to see on the TV shows, the reality shows. So you're saying that, the glitzes are out there, but are they truly not as popular as the natural ones? What do you think? 50-50, or are we just trending into a new area?
I would say they're about equal.
Okay.
Depends on what your child wants to do. My daughter, on the other hand, has done a lot of glitz pageants, and she'd rather do the hair and the makeup, and she likes to have the fake eyelashes on and hot rollers and all that. But she's done natural ones as well. And a lot of times you can go to a glitz pageant and they'll actually have a natural side as well as a glitz side, so you can compete either way.
So your daughter actually, how old is your daughter?
She'll be 5 in December.
So she likes all the hair and the makeup, and
yes.
Does she also get the acrylic nails?
We do press-on nails that I buy at Walmart because I ain't paying somebody to do her nails.
Well, that's an interesting point you bring up too. Obviously I would think that the all-natural would have less cost to the parents and the little girls that are getting into a pageant.
They are quite a bit cheaper.
And how much? What kind of a cost is involved in both different types? Natural, you still have to have outfits and such. So what costs might those be?
Well, the natural outfits you can buy pretty much anywhere. You can have them. You can have them made. You can get them at Walmart even, or at any local store. You can get a dress that's pretty, church wear, something for a church or a wedding. Glitz pageants, you have to put stones on them and get them all glitzed up a little bit. So that can run you quite a bit more.
So they're going to be sequins, and they might even be kind of custom made?
Yeah, a lot of them are custom made.
So how much would a glitz formal, they don't call it formal, what do they call the big, almost look like what?
Dresses.
The cupcake dresses. Right. What would one of those usually cost, an average?
Well, it depends on where you get them from. If you get them custom made, they can cost up to $1,000 or more.
That does not surprise me. It
Yeah.
doesn't.
No.
And then, of course, these are little girls that are growing, so they might wear it once, maybe, twice,
Right.
maybe.
And that's why on our regular pageants, we are allowing the girls who have glitz dresses to compete in the glitz dress, because we know that it is a cost to the parent, and you want to get as many times out of it as possible. But they are not judged on the outfit. So if you come in a glitz outfit, you're not going to be judged higher than another child who's wearing just a JCPenney off-the-rack dress, because we're looking for the happy, healthy kid and not, how much money you spent on them.
So you're a mother with a daughter who's starting into pageants, and you mentioned happy, healthy kids. That's one of the criticisms of, and you've heard this, of what you do. So just talk about that a little bit.
Well, actually, I was one of those people who were very against the pageants, because I did see Toddlers and Tiaras, and I was really against doing that to my child. And then Crystal had me go to a natural pageant, and we borrowed just a plain dress, and she won big, and it surprised me, and we kind of got hooked, because then you think, wow, my child excelled at something, and we didn't do all that much to get her there, and it is possible for her to have fun doing it. And she just had a blast, because she likes to dress up and play around with her.
So what do you see as a mother, some of the benefits, or as mothers with young daughters in this, as benefits to their growth and development?
My daughter was extremely shy before we started. I mean, she was only 2, but she really wouldn't go to any other people or any other adults. And now she'll talk to all sorts of people, and she has no problem with getting in front of a large group of people and playing, and she runs around now with all sorts of kids. She's made a lot of friends through the pageant group. She has friends in Kansas City and in Oklahoma, and she's just had a lot of fun experiences. And me and her do it without her brothers or her dad, so it's time for just me and her to have fun.
Well, it sounds like you have fun too with this. I can tell by your expression that it does. And how about you, Miranda? What do you think about with what it's bringing to your daughter's growth and development?
It was kind of the same thing. She wasn't really comfortable with new people, and it's amazing, because she'll strike up conversations with people at the grocery store, and it's just really good for her to have a confidence in herself, even at 3, to know that she can bring something to the table and be able to conversate with anyone.
You're like teaching them some sort of a social skills where they're going to be more comfortable getting up. I know it's like some of my kids did youth theater, and that took them in all different directions, even through their college days, where they were able to excel at reports and getting up in front of the crowd and such. So you see that with this as well.
Yes, I agree.
Tell me again, what are the categories that you do with your Kansas Cuties pageant, the all natural? What are the 3 categories? I think you mentioned 3.
Well, at our November pageant, we did 3 different categories. We did beauty, which would be your formal dress or your Sunday best attire. We did photogenic, which you can bring in snapshots of your child, or more than likely you'll have, like, we go and we get actual headshots done, but we're more into pageants. But we're allowing, for a natural pageant, it's okay to go to Walmart and get a small sitting like you would for a family photo and use that.
And so those pictures are given to the group of judges that just then make their determination off the headshots or the photographs. How many judges do you have?
We usually have 3.
And what is the background of the judges coming to these pageants?
It kind of just depends on where we get the judges. We had some come from Manhattan, and then we had a judge come from Emporia, and she'd been a director of pageants. And then we had a lady that we knew here in town. I mean, it's their opinion of your child, so it just kind of depends on what they think of the time. So you can go to one and completely blow them away, and then go to another one and not do near as well as you did the other one.
But I would assume then most of these judges, though, have had experience judging pageants?
Yeah.
In some capacity?
Yeah,
and
we get
specifically all natural pageants?
If we get somebody who hasn't, and we think they'd be a good judge, then we just go over what you're looking for and what you need to look at and what you need to do for a natural pageant.
So what's the third category?
We had outfit of choice, and that was basically anything that they wanted to wear. We had a cheerleader outfit. We had some handmade outfits that you'll actually get to see. They made a Skittles outfit. It was very interesting. We had some tutus, just pretty much anything you could come up with at all. Now, the January pageant, with it being a benefit pageant, we are doing beauty only, so it'll be a Sunday best attire only. But then we will have another one in February, and we'll do beauty, photogenic, casual wear, which would be something like a capri set or a skirt set, something like a matching outfit, just anything that you might wear to, like school or something. And then we will have Valentine's themed wear, because it'll be a Valentine's themed pageant. And that'll be anything that they can come up with.
So tell us, you are doing this for a benefit here in January. Who is the benefit for?
It's for CAPS, the Child Advocacy and Parenting Services here in town.
Great organization here in Salina. In fact, we had the executive director on one of our shows just a few weeks ago.
I saw that.
Yeah, very good. How many contestants do you hope to have come to this?
Oh, wow. A lot.
Yeah.
What ages can come on? Because I know you'd like to get people to sign up, and you have a
Newborn
website.
Yeah.
Oh,
It goes
newborn
Newborn
to,
up.
what's the top age?
Adult.
Yeah.
We can have an adult
Okay.
category.
Yeah, it just kind of depends on, once our entries are done coming in, we'll look and see what age groups we have to make sure we have a category that fits each age group. But as for the number, we're not exactly sure on how many will come, but we do know that everybody will get a crown, and we make sure everybody goes home with something.
How many did you have come in November? Because this is a fairly new venture for you two ladies. How many were at your last pageant?
We had 22 girls and 2 little boys, so 24 total.
And I'm glad you mentioned boys. We're going to have to take a break here in a couple minutes, but tell us about boys also coming and getting involved in pageants.
Generally, they start when they're little, and they'll go up to, generally we don't see too many boys after the age of 7 or 8, but
Why is that?
I'm not really sure if they just get
quit
into...
making me dress up.
I know. I don't know if they just get into sports and get too busy, or my daughter has a coach that she works with a little bit sometimes, and her little boy is 8, and he still does them. But generally after 8 we don't see too many, but they still compete, some of them.
Well, that's kind of interesting, and they're okay with those girls, all those little girls running around.
Yeah.
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 How fun. And it makes it fun, too, if you do have a daughter and a son about the same age. Again, mommy time. And we're going to have to take a little bit of a break, but I know there's more to talk about, such as I want to hear how many daddies get involved in this, obviously. And something about, you talked about coaching, but just a whole lot to talk about, and I want our guests to stay tuned, because we're also going to have a young little pageant contestant here with her mom coming up as our second guest. We're going to go ahead and take a short break. Stay tuned for the Joan Jerkovich Show, and be sure to go to joanjerkovich.com for our video outtakes, podcasting, and a link to our iTunes. The Joan Jerkovich Show on 910 KINA Salina. I ended a little early, Paul, so we can add about 9.5 almost, or it's okay. Lots of good stuff to talk about, and I think we'll just go ahead and move right into, you talked about it, coaching, anything else in particular? We'll be sure and end with you talking about your website.
Okay.
So that they can know where to register, and it's a benefit.
Okay.
And how the benefit's going to go. I'll kind of cue you kind of toward the end, and when you see him hold his fingers, that means 3 minutes and then 1 minute. So 3 minutes, you've got quite a bit of time to finish
Right.
whatever you're
Yeah.
talking about. And so, all right.
Or afraid floats.
Okay, Paul, 9, right?
Yeah. 9.5.
We're back, and this is Joan with the Joan Jerkovich Show on 910 KINA Salina, and we're talking about the Kansas Cuties pageant with Miranda and Crystal Marshall, sisters-in-law, correct?
Correct.
And they both are also pageant mothers and obviously pageant organizers.